we have in the room distinguished Toastmaster Chong Chi Yen, immediate past District 51 Director. In short, he joined Toastmasters in October 2014 as a charter member and SAA for Berjaya Toastmasters Club. He is the immediate past District 51 Director. And during his term as a Club Growth Director in District 51, he chartered 16 new clubs. His initial objective in joining Toastmasters was to network in the Berjaya Corporation Berhad. But now his objective has changed because he feels that it is time to give back to Toastmasters. And professionally, he has been in the IT industry for 38 years. So everyone, let us give our hands up for distinguished Toastmaster Chong Chi Yen for his session. Over to you, distinguished Toastmaster Chong Chi Yen.
Thank you very much. Most people call me CY. You can call me CY, so it's easier. Chung Chi Yan is a mouthful. So just remember C, S-E-E-W-H-Y. You remember my name, C and a Y. Okay, the first thing I'd like to ask is, how many salesmen or saleswomen or marketing people are in the room? Just raise your hands or just put in the chat as one. 1, 2, yes. Okay. Actually, we are all salesmen and saleswomen in our life. Very simple. I'm in the IT industry. I do selling as well for services. So when you go out on a date with somebody, you are selling yourself to the person. So we all do sales. Okay. In my part, I'm going to talk about the demo meeting. The demo meeting is just running the show, but involves a lot of planning before that. So the planning part is the most important in the demo meeting. Then after the demo meeting, you need to do the golden word is follow up. Not chase, follow up. I'll cover that slightly in detail as well. So in a couple of things is that when you do any demo meeting, the planning is so important. As Sri mentioned,
Put it back already.
Can you mute the person, please? Thank you. So we need to find the decision maker. Okay, so what happens when you go into corporate? Let me share something with you. Usually what happens in most corporates is that the boss, the CEO, will designate the Toastmaster setting up to the HR. And what happens is that the HR would not take it willingly because it's additional work. And that's where the blocker comes in. So what I found very, very useful is that I made the HR to arrange the meeting with either the corporate sponsor or the what you call decision maker. Get them in the virtual setting in the room to talk about Toastmasters. Just half an hour to do, because the boss is serious. You designate the HR, that's where you get the buy-in. Because you designate somebody into the HR department and you haven't met the decision maker, it's very hard to close the sale or setting up a Toastmasters club. So when you meet the decision maker or sponsor, so what you need to do? Are you there to sell hardcore? Are you a hardcore salesman? We are not. Selling is very easy. What you do is share your personal experience. So what I do is very simple, because I used to work for Berjaya Corporation. I'm still working now for them. Is that I share why we set up Toastmasters Club, the objective of setting up Toastmasters Club, the why is so important. Let me share you an example. Everybody knows TRX, the development. Yes, it was done by a company, Australian development company called Lendlease. Okay, Lendlease, they came to us, the HR approached us, and they said, the objective, very simple. I want my engineers to present to us in simple language that we understand what's happening. So it was very clear. So what we did is the introduction meeting, we went to the HR. So I want to meet your decision maker just for half an hour. So we went in, we presented, and what is this? Not many people knows what Toastmasters is. A very simple video to share is the 4.5 minutes video is the Toastmasters Club experience. The club experience is very easy. 4 minutes, just show it to the CEO. They can spare the time for half an hour. They'll look at it. Now they better understand what a Toastmasters Club is. Then what will happen is that CEO will designate to the HR. Now you start working with the HR. So after that, when you start working with the HR, we need to know the timing of the Toastmasters meeting. It's very important. Okay, for example, a group HR says that, oh, we would like to have the meeting after work. So after work, the commitment is usually not there. People are rushing out to get as well. So what you need to do is try to squeeze some time, say they finish at 6. Get the commitment from the management to start the twice meeting per month, half an hour earlier at 5. So part of their training hours. So the other thing about timing of Toastmasters Club is important because we need to find the sponsors, correct? And the club mentors. If the timing is not right, very hard. So for example, they start at 5. Not many people will volunteer as club mentors because they cannot support. So the timing is very important as well. So the other thing. Okay, let me share my slides. So we already answered the first part of it, the planning part, the objectives of the why, the audience as well, we need to end the timing. Audience is very important. We need to know the audience. For example, we set up a college club. So college clubs usually come up in t-shirts and jeans. They come into the meeting. Okay, so we went in dressed as corporate figures in suits and ties. What do you think the students will feel? Very intimidated. So know the audience is so important before the demo meetings as well. So I mentioned the club experience as well. So the next thing is role players. Where do you find the role players? We already know the timing when the Toastmasters meeting. We can look for the club sponsors and the mentors as well. When you have a demo meeting, the club is almost there already. It's going to be chartered. And it's so important to have experienced Toastmasters, especially the Toastmasters of the day. The Toastmaster of the day, it's the MC, and either leads the whole thing smoothly. It's so important to do it. And very good evaluators. Speakers, for example, you do one prepared speech, the icebreaker, get about a fairly new Toastmasters, because you get a champion, a district champion as a speaker. People are very intimidated in terms of, wow, he speaks like that. I will follow, I'm scared to go as well. So just to get a speaker. So the key players are Toastmaster Day and evaluators, very experienced evaluators. Why I say very good evaluators is that prior to the demo meeting, I invited CEO of a company to come to my Berjaya Toastmasters Club. He came in. He was not free to attend the demo meeting. He came in. He says, I really like your evaluators because they are non-judgmental. And I can use it for my managers to give appraisals to the staff. So having strong evaluators for demo meetings is very important. So the third part is the agenda as well. The agenda, the sponsor or the decision maker or someone high has to be there. Okay. For example, we chartered, Hu Ying will know this, we chartered Affin Bank Toastmasters Club, the CEO, the chairman, was there in the meeting giving a pep talk. And Sri mentioned go there early. So we go there early to mingle with the key decision makers is so important as well. Table topics are covered during the marathon, and one prepared speech usually will use icebreakers. Another role players is the R counter, timer, and so forth. And the demo meeting should not last more than 45 minutes. Then reserve 15 minutes for Q&A. Reason very simple. If you limit it to 1 hour, we can have it during lunchtime. And we found that if we have a demo meeting after work hours, nobody comes. So it's important to do that. So through my experience, when you have demo meetings, you are in through the door already, usually the case. You already pass the introduction meeting, you pass the people and so forth. The last one is the invitation email. Usually it's sent out for corporate, it's sent out to everybody as well. So same with the students clubs and community clubs, you send the invitation out as well. So the agenda must be there. Try to link the Toastmasters video, Toastmasters experience video. It's only a hour and a half minutes. Because I remember going to the first time a Toastmasters demo meeting, I was lost. I didn't know what was happening. The invitation was set out, oh, please come to a Toastmasters meeting. We are doing blah, blah, blah. Nothing about Toastmasters. Meeting was informed about it. Toastmasters material, we got a lot of it. The one I like the most is Find Your Voice. Okay, that's the best one to send. To me, it's the best one to send. And what we do is the planning part. The planning part, and it's so important when you do sales, the building the relationship with the HR. Okay, building relationship is just not a phone call. Okay, you have to be seen there physically. It's so important. As well as you need to buy at least one time Starbucks, a coffee with over them. Okay, in sales, it's no bad. People in sales know what I mean. The building relationship is so important. Okay, so once you build a relationship, start moving as well. For example, a club that I chartered during COVID, it was so difficult to during COVID, everything was virtual. Then it was the end of the restrictions. Then I went to visit this person. The decision maker chairperson was a dato. Okay, imagine a dato, me, a small fry, going after a dato. It's so difficult. Okay, when they call you, you have to be there. Usually that's the case. So when they're there, luckily my boss was flexible, so I went there. Okay, so handling the decision maker, which is the dato, is no easiest task. Guess what? I had to follow up with the dato and many rounds of coffee and tea with him and Kueh as well to sit down, just explain the process. Yes, he got through. And guess what? Toastmasters Club was formed. And after, actually, in fact, last year, he offered me a job also in the IT part. So when you build a relationship, it comes naturally. So he has a trust in you to charter the club. So remember that. Okay, so what happens during the demo meeting? Yes, we got demo meeting and so forth. A little twist for you is that the SAA will come up, please silence your phones and so forth. The thing that I added in the SAA, the fast part during the meeting is he presents the agenda. And he gets the consensus that it's a 1 hour, we'll finish within an hour. He gets the commitment in front of everybody and the decision maker as well. So think about it. You get the commitment in front of the sponsor and decision maker. They can't run away and leave the meeting because you got their commitment. Okay. So the second most important role is the table topic master. Table topic master, what I usually do, I was in a table topic playing the role as well. I usually want the topics will base around the name of the company. So pick the topics based around that. Have one serious, one funny, one talking about family and so on. Make it fun, exciting. Because the word meeting comes to play, oh, another boring meeting. So nothing happens. So the table topic is very important. I already mentioned the evaluator as well. The evaluators for table topic and can be the same person. It doesn't matter. So it's so important to have good evaluators. And the thing what I usually we got R counter, timer, and Gariman. I would make the R counter a separate role, timer and Gariman combined. The reason is that people, when they have the R counter, people have fun. I got so many ums and ahs and so forth. So it really stands out. Our trademark is the R counterpart. So it's so important, the R counterpart. So you finish in 45 minutes. The thing is, you can have 4 table topic speakers. One of them will be the icebreaker speech, he'll do and try as well. The table topic master is very important. It has to encourage and gives hints how to do the table topic. Usually what I do is I would have planned the second speaker. I work with the sponsor and group HR to plan the second speaker. Usually nobody will raise up their hand. I can trust you because people are scared. They don't know what to expect in table topic. So I will plan them. But I plan them. I do not tell them the topic, but I give them a simple topic. So that's what happened to me. So 45 minutes, 15 minutes, we mentioned GLCs as well. So our feedback is that after the demo meeting, all the quiz, small talk, and so forth. So it's so important to do that. That is, again, building the relationship. Okay. So the last part is after the demo meeting is over. Okay. So what you need to do is mentioned before, a thank you note to the decision maker who was speaking right at the beginning, as well as the HR or whatever, the core people in the committee club. For student club, it could be the certain department that anchors the club, send it out as well. So you send the email, thank you very much for inviting, blah, blah, blah. And the last thing I would tag is, how can we move on from here? Ask the question. Basically, we are talking the next step. Do not force your way to say, next step, you're going to fill up all the charter forms. I will help you to do that. You come up with the money and so forth. Do not push for that. Ask them how you want to move on to the thing. I've come across cases is that demo 1, we want to have another demo 2 in our meeting. Then demo 3, please do not try to just do it one demo meeting and it's done. Because you already know the objective of the thing, the planning thing, then let's move on with that. So after that, the next steps, you ask them, how do we proceed? Then you follow with the call saying, how do you move on to this? Then they'll ask you what to do next. So the next part is probably the charter forms. So what we usually do is we send the forms to them, correct? We send the forms to them. So for me, I don't send the back forms. I send a sample of how you would get the form with X company, X names, and so at least they got a guide on how to do the form. Okay, it will be covered with the next speaker as well. So the key thing is after the demo meeting is done well, show the follow-up is so critical. Because during the planning meeting, you have built the relationship so easy to follow up. Okay, so for myself, our CG, I got a budget as well. What happens when the AD and DVD follow up? They don't have a budget, can't buy Starbucks all the time, expensive, $20. I go to Starbucks, I got discount, fine. So what we do is, I sometimes go with them as well, so I can spend as well. So usually corporate people, you're from Berjaya. We're not talking about Berjaya Toastmasters Club. So to have a senior person who has worked in a corporate club is so important. Okay, and in terms of Hu Ying's question is that, yes, the CEO, But what happens, you need to arrange the meeting together with the HR. I can go as well if you want me. So to sit down with them. So when people talk about CFA, usually meetings, I think all you are very experienced working as well. Usually in a meeting to build the PR, 80% is not talking about the business. Okay, 20% is talking about business. So the relationship building right before the demo meeting is so important. Okay, that ends my session a little bit early. I would like to open the floor to the Q&A side because I think you will have a lot of questions. These are all my personal experience in having demo meetings. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster CY, for that sharing session. So before we move into the Q&A session, maybe I'll read out a comment from distinguished Toastmaster Swarna. She mentioned that my experience in demo meetings is evaluators can make or break the lead. Strong but compassionate evaluators are key. Strict evaluators can actually drive away the lead. Now, the other role that can give a aha moment is actually the R counter.
Okay, that's correct. Yeah.
All right. With that being said, we'll move into the Q&A session. So the first question is from Sajni. It says that at times I've experienced that the speaker is not good. The potential members are not convinced that Toastmasters can help them improve. So how do we strike a balance here?
Okay, usually when we bring in a very experienced speaker, for example, we bring in Mas Mahathir as a speaker. Okay, you bring in a champion experience, what will happen is that through my experience is that, wow, I joined Toastmasters, I'll be like that. I cannot make it. No way, man. So what I'll do, I'll strike a balance between a newbie, about 6 months old Toastmasters. So a 6-year-old Toastmasters, you already know what is expected. Then it will go in as well. So it's important to bring in. You cannot bring in a very experienced middle of path. And the other thing is that don't, through my experience again, don't bring in a DTM as a speaker. Reason is that I can't stop the DTM, so speaking within time 7 minutes, okay? He ends up selling about Toastmasters, okay? We are not had to sell. So icebreaker is about sharing your experience, sharing it. So that's my own experience, okay?
All right, thank you. Now we have the next question. To CY, can you give us some examples of a table topics question that revolves around the company's name?
Okay, I remember very well when I did Prudential, I was a table topic master because I was part of the demo team. What I use Prudential as well. So, for example, Prudential is PRUD. I said, okay, somebody picked the word you. So I made a very funny topic. I said, you or me, go first. You or me, go first. So it was funny, it was a bit lost. I said, me, yeah. So it was funny question. So that's one as well. So P part is, what is your personal development you look forward in Prudential? So that's a serious question. So you can mix of serious and no. So always I use the acronym of the company. We always use 1, 2, 3. Use the acronym of the company to pick table topics. One serious, one of personal development, one is family, one is your holiday or whatever. So it's important there. So use that.
All right. Now we have another question for you as well. Now, Narendra asked, the key question you mentioned is the next step. Should you ask it in front of everyone after the demo meeting, or is it better when all the staffs leave?
Okay, the next step is not the people attending the next meeting. It's the person, for example, they designate to the group HR. You should ask them the group HR as well. So a lot of questions will come up during the meeting. For example, it's a corporate club. How much the corporate is going to pay, the KPIs, okay? Do I need, what's my attendance? So these are all operational issues. When you bring up operation individuals after the meeting, it's cannot be answered by them because some of the group HR needs to discuss with the decision maker on what they need to do, what's the KPIs is set, okay? All they can say is that we will sponsor you for 1 year. Okay, it's all paid for. Again, say there are 40 people that attended. Space is limited. Like in the case of Afin Bank, Ying was there as well. They had 50 people who turned up. All of them wanted to join. So what do? You take 50 in. You wouldn't, because if you take 50 people joining the club, you do not have a speaking slot. Okay.
All right. So there's another question that just came in. It says, what can you say about using membership as staff benefit?
Membership as what, sorry?
What can you say about using membership as staff benefit?
Membership as staff benefit. That's a good question. The problem is Toastmasters membership is now HRDF claimable. Okay, so what we do in Bijaya, let me share with Bijaya is that when we started the club in 2014, they paid for the membership. Okay, what we do, we pay first. It's not a benefit, we pay first. If we meet the certain KPIs, we claim it back. Okay, if you think it's a staff benefit, I don't think it will do. How many people will voluntarily go for a Toastmasters club? Reason very simple. I had a manager who forced all their staff to go to the meeting. So what happens? The staff that went to the Toastmasters meeting started going around in circles, telling bad things about Toastmasters Club. To tell you a very fact is that when I joined Berjaya, they see me, they run away from me. Because simple, I want to recruit them as Toastmasters. Not recruiting, I usually share about Toastmasters experience. Okay, they run away. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster CY. If let's say there's no more question from the floor or in the chat box, I think that wraps up our Q&A session, and I'll pass it back to our Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much to our question master, and also to our second speaker of the day, distinguished Toastmaster CY Chung.